So it's kind of right? Like, on the wire, they talk about 40-degree days. And seems like a 40-degree day type of hire for me for the Commanders.
Well, so here's the thing that I was thinking of, and maybe this is me trying to infuse your Friday with a little bit of optimism here, but there are sort of, I wouldn't say there is a straight parallel to it, but you can't really look at the fact that last year the Texans were a mess. They didn't have a quarterback. Their defense was in shambles. There was, always the big trend is hire the new innovative, OC type guy to come in, call plays, and, kind of reignite your offense. But the Texans went with DeMeco Ryans. They ended up in the number 2 draft slot. They didn't get the consensus best quarterback in the draft. They got CJ Stroud. DeMeco Ryans made their defense at least be able to put up a fight in games, and then Stroud took off. Like, I kind of see that parallel for the Commanders, and I'm like, this team's defense, I mean, obviously, they sort of tanked. They traded, the 2 defensive linemen, Sweat and Young, at the trade deadline this year for draft picks, but the defense completely cratered after that. But there is that parallel there that if you can fix the defense with a defensive coaching hire here, you grab a quarterback that turns out to be a hit or at least a league average NFL starter, and maybe you have something competitive in that division at least.
But if I was to take a more optimistic view of this, I would say, okay, he made the championship with the Falcons. He made the Super Bowl. Obviously blew the biggest lead in history there, but he did it because he handled the defense and he had a great offensive coordinator in Kyle Shanahan that took care of the offense. And so, like, in some ways, call me back after they make their OC hire, because it seems like they're about to push Eric Bieniemy out the door. And then who's it going to be? Is it going to be Kubiak? Is it going to be Chip Kelly maybe? Like, who's going to come in to run that side of the ball? And if that's somebody exciting, if that's somebody that gets my heart rate up, then yeah, like the Dan Quinn of it all kind of takes care of itself, and maybe he can steady them on the defensive side. And then with the second pick in the draft, we bring in a new quarterback. We have a proper quarterback whisperer for him. And then we have some of the highest salary cap room in the entire league.